Greetings, everyone. This is Terry Naturally with another edition of Terry Talks Nutrition. We're here every Saturday and Sunday morning, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we are here primarily for you and me, because in order for me to have all this scientific information available for you and to share with you, I have to do my own research. So it also benefits me as well. I learn new things all the time. We never stop learning. And I hope you never stop making changes in getting a healthier lifestyle. It's our job, our responsibility, no one else. We can eat a healthy diet, get more sleep, start moving more, getting exercise. We can do all kinds of things to improve our health. You know, we can. It's amazing. So many people are thinking that, oh, I need a drug. I need some medication. I need to go down to the pharmacy and get something for painkillers. You know, we think about drugs, and our best medicine in the world is the food we eat and the vitamins and minerals and those necessary food factors that are found in our food or should be found in our food. And many times they're not, so that's why it's a good idea to make sure you get supplements to fill in the gap for the things that are missing from our food today. And you know what? If you want to be healthy, it'll change your life. Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? If you're in that situation, don't you want to be healthier? Sometimes I think people just don't think they can be healthier. But it takes discipline. It takes some sacrificing. It takes change. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect results, new results, better results, because you're doing the same old thing. It's time to change. If you want a new health lifestyle, we have to change. We have to do things differently. You can't do the same things over and over again that brought you bad health. It's not going to bring you good health. Don't you want to feel great, fantastic? I know what it was to be unhealthy. In my earlier years, I was very unhealthy. I had very severe hypoglycemia, low depression, and to the point of sometimes severe depression. I was a worrier. I cried over everything. Nothing was right. That's a heck of a life to live. Don't you want to feel fantastic, wonderful, do things? Now, you know, I'm not 39 anymore, and I do things that people half my age can't do anymore. I travel all over the world. You know, I take side trips, climb mountains, not severely climb mountains, but certainly hiking up mountain sides, riding horses, going out on cruises. It's, you know, you can make our life so fantastic. We don't have to be, of course, we're going to age, but we don't have to get older. We can actually get younger and live a better quality of life. It's up to you. You know, I'm not going to make any decisions for you. But if you want to be healthy and have fun and enjoy life, you know, not end at 5 years after you retire, but have time to enjoy your life with your family, with your grandkids, with your kids, your life can be better. I just want your life to be better for you because you don't know what you're missing. You can have a hell of a good ride if you want to make changes. That's all you need to do. But you have to do those. Choose a better diet. And I recommend one of 3 diets. I follow the ketogenic diet. And it's an amazing diet. It has given me back so much energy. I feel fantastic. I sleep like a baby. I sleep, 8 or 9 hours a night. I exercise, I travel, I work in the office. I'm in the office by 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 3:45, take my little Australian Shepherd Bella out to potty, get ready to go to the office, stop at Starbucks, pick up my coffee in the morning, and make it a great day. Every day can be a great day. Yep, some are not as good as others, but heck, we just have to believe that tomorrow is going to be better. So I don't choose to take other diets, but you can. I like the ketogenic diet. You can choose the paleo diet. You can choose the Mediterranean diet. And I don't care what diet you choose, they're all going to be healthier than where you are now because they all reduce carbohydrates and sugar down to almost nothing. You should never eat sugar. And reduce the carbohydrates in general. The American diet, and when you consider that almost 50% of all Americans are obese, grossly overweight, and 95% of the American diet is carbohydrates and sugar. Where the paleo diet or the ketogenic diet is very high protein and lots of fats, vegetables, low carbohydrates, the American diet is 500 grams of carbohydrates. On the ketogenic diet, I keep my carbohydrates down to 20 to 50 grams. The American diet is 10 times higher. I know what it's like to eat a lot of carbohydrates. I did, and I was grossly overweight. Now, when you lower those carbohydrates, you have so much energy. Fat gives you more energy than carbohydrates. Sugar and carbohydrates is like striking a match, and the flame is gone in seconds. When you're eating good quality fats and proteins, your energy level is like burning a candle, long lasting. So you can change your life and live a much better quality of life overall. And today we're going to talk about all kinds of ways you can change your health. I'm just bringing you topics and subjects that cover a lot of different vitamins, minerals, herbal products, nutrients, essential oils, all of the good things that we should be having on a daily basis, or we can have them as medicines rather than drugs, natural medicines. And today we're going to be talking about one of our featured topics is omega-7. You may have heard omega-3, right? Omega-3 is fish oil with EPA and DHA. Then there's omega-6. Now, you don't want to have a lot of omega-6. We do need a little bit because it's essential that we get some omega-6. But ideally, we should have about a 1-to-1 ratio, equal ratio between omega-3 and omega-6. But because of the American diet and all these ultra-processed foods and prepared and packaged foods, the cheap oils are vegetable oils, soybean oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil. Cottonseed is not even a food, but they use the seed of cotton to press the oil out and use cottonseed oil. And since cotton is not you don't eat cotton. Cotton is not a food. But then they can spray the cotton with pesticides, fungicides, whatever they want, and then they press the oil out. It's all contaminated, but it's cheap because it's a waste after they pick the cotton. All these vegetable oils are very, very high in omega-6. So when we eat a lot of prepared and packaged and ultra-processed foods, we're getting a high level of omega-6, which is pro-inflammatory, causes inflammation in the body. And carbohydrates and sugar cause inflammation in the body. And all of our disease is caused by oxidative stress and inflammation. Inflammation is always there when we have injury to our body through a physical injury or an injury through the diet and our lifestyle choices. Our lifestyle choices cause inflammation. So primarily the inflammation that we suffer from, arthritis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, they're all an inflammatory process. And since we do not injure ourselves physically every day, we are injuring ourselves in our tissues, our cellular tissue, body tissue, with inflammation from omega-6 fatty acids, vegetable oils, carbohydrates, and sugar. And all the carbohydrates. I would say at least 95% of all the carbohydrates that are consumed by Americans is refined and processed. It has no vitamins and minerals. It strips it out. And all you're getting is the white flour. The white flour makes pasta, makes cakes, makes pies, makes cookies, makes bread. If you have to have a slice of bread once in a while, go for the dark, dark bread. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Morocco. We visited Marrakesh, Casablanca, and Fez. And, they eat so much better than we do. Everything is dark bread. And I had a slice. Yes, I'll admit, I had a slice of bread. That's off my keto diet. But sometimes when you travel, you just have to try the culture. And the bread was dark, dark, dark. Really dark flour. And it had a host of nuts, seeds, and olives baked into the bread. Oh my God, it was so delicious. But that's how I use that as a treat. Once in a while, you can slide off your diet. But once in a while, save it for when you really want to try something very, very good. But we ate a lot of lamb. We ate a lot of beef, a lot of vegetables. The food was very, very good. Excellent food in Morocco. But today we're going to talk about omega-7 fatty acids. What is omega-7? We know omega-3, omega-6, omega-5, omega-9. Now, where did omega-7 come from? And what is it? Well, omega-7 is a very special oil. And what it does, it's expressed from a berry. And the berries are grown primarily in Russia and China. So I'm going to give you a research summary that we put together that will come and kind of summarize C. buckthorn, because there's so much to learn about various components and natural products. But I want to give you the highlights. It's a new research summary on a berry called C. buckthorn. Now, not letter C, not vitamin C, but S-E-A, C. buckthorn. And why it's called buckthorn is because there are thorns about 1.5 inches long, sometimes 1 inch long, routinely, on the bush, on the tree, and they're very, very difficult to pick because of the thorns. But this was a summary that was just published, and the author that helped review the 15 published studies on C. buckthorn, the oil. I would not recommend the berries. I've tried eating the berries, and they're not very good. They're pretty sour. But the oil is fantastic. And you don't taste the oil unless you want to drink it. You can buy it in a bottle of C. buckthorn oil, or primarily they are in soft gel capsules. Now, these 15 published studies, including 5 studies, showing that C. buckthorn's beneficial effects for the heart. And the author of this review notes that C. buckthorn is an approved clinical medicine routinely prescribed in hospitals in Russia and China. Now, I find this all over the world. The United States is so brainwashed, or they're trying to brainwash us about drugs. And we're the only country in the world, and people, when I travel in other countries and we come up to the subject of drugs, they just can't believe that the FDA would allow the drug companies to use commercials to try to brainwash the public into using drugs, more drugs, more drugs. We use more drugs in the United States than half the world combined. It's more natural medicines, Chinese medicines, medicines all over the world. And the governments promote the use of these natural medicines. When I was in Thailand, in Bangkok, in the Maldives, they recommend antigraphis to block the virus of COVID-19. Drugs are used, of course, but natural medicines are very equally prescribed as drugs. Now, the sea buckthorn berry contains the oil. They're not in the seed, which is unusual. I shouldn't say that. The oil is in both the pulp, the flesh of the berry, and the seed, but the difference is that in the berry is where you find the omega-7. In the seed, you find the omega-3, the omega-6, the omega-9. So the best thing to do is look for a sea buckthorn oil that contains omega-7 along with omega-3, omega-6, omega-9 from the seed. So you're getting both the pulp and the seed. And the reason why I so emphasize that is because I've been in health food stores and looked at products, and I've seen sea buckthorn oil sold as the seed. Sea buckthorn seed oil does not contain omega-7, but they say on the label contains omega-7. It does not. The 7 only comes from the pulp or the berry. So look for a product that contains the pulp or the berry and the seed oil. Then you're getting omega-7, omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9. Some of the conditions reviewed in this new paper that benefited from the treatment with sea buckthorn included liver fibrosis, chronic hepatitis, both liver conditions. Very, very beneficial for correcting liver conditions. Topically, skin burns, dermatitis, and other skin diseases, as well as protection against heart disease and hardening of the arteries. Very, very effective for a variety of conditions. And I want you to get to know more about omega-7 because it can be a game changer for many people that have chronic diseases. And sea buckthorn is very, very special. Most of the experts call it the nutrient bomb because it contains over 200 beneficial compounds, including the omega fatty acids that I just mentioned. And in the seeds, we find the omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. In the berry, omega-7 and omega-9. Also contains vitamin E, vitamin C, beta-carotene, plant sterols, minerals, and 60 different antioxidants. This is a very, very healthy berry, and very few people know about it because it's primarily only grows in Russia, China, and the Himalayas. So how does it work? Well, it neutralizes cancer-causing free radicals. Free radicals are anything in our environment that can damage our cellular structure, our cellular tissue, like smoking, like obesity, like chemicals, pesticides, toxins, smoke, pollution, anything that is detrimental to the cellular tissues of our body that causes damage. Excessive sun. When you go out and you get a nice suntan, great. But when you lay in the sun and you burn, that burning is damaging the cellular tissue of the skin. It can actually cause your skin to peel. You're cooking your skin. It's damaging the skin. So, sea buckthorn contains antioxidants, 60 different kinds, neutralizes cancer-causing free radicals, and when those free radicals are produced in excessive amounts, it damages our tissue. It's like an injury. Then the inflammation occurs to try to put out the damage, to stop the damage. It's anti-inflammatory. It's an immune system modulator. If your immune system is underactive, it brings it up to make it more correct. If it's overstimulated, it brings it down. And it strengthens the cardiovascular system, heart disease, and of the arteries. And it also has a tremendous effect on the mucous membranes of our body. Actually, is a tissue regenerator of our mucous membranes. That means any dryness. You have cavities we have cavities in our body. Take your mouth, for example. If you stick your finger in your mouth and you touch the side of your mouth where it's slippery, that tissue is slippery, your gums are slippery, those are mucous membranes. And those mucous membranes can dry out. So you can have dry eyes, dry mouth. I know many people that have gone through chemotherapy and they carry water with them because their mouth is dried out. And women can have dried vagina. The tissues of the vagina are very, very dry. So you can increase the hydration, increase the quality of the mucous membranes so they're more wet, and they can come back to a more general healthy condition with sea buckthorn. So it prevents dryness. Now, some of the vaginal symptoms in postmenopausal women taking sea buckthorn had less thinning of the vaginal wall, which causes dryness and discomfort, especially during sexual intercourse, versus the placebo group. Dry eyes. Participants taking 2 grams, that's about 4 soft gel capsules, daily, had less redness and burning and increased fluid in their eyes versus the placebo group. Dry skin. Taking sea buckthorn oil was able to improve the quality of the skin by a 48% improvement in skin hydration and a 25% improvement in skin elasticity, reducing wrinkles. Dry mouth. Participants with severe dry mouth and a form of arthritis called Sjogren's disease or Sjogren's syndrome had improved moisture versus no changes in the placebo group. So this is very important for people that have a lot of dryness. Their mucous membranes are dried out anywhere throughout the entire body. So we can use the omega-7 sea buckthorn oil for dry mouth and dry eyes, for Sjogren's syndrome, peptic ulcers, irritated, itchy skin, and treating and preventing wrinkles, dryness of the skin, and other symptoms of prematurely aging of the skin. Prevention of atherosclerosis and heart disease. Menopause problems, including dry vaginal tissue. Any health condition, including inflammation, especially involving the mucous membranes. So that gives you kind of a summary of the benefits of omega-7. I'm sure many of you have not heard of omega-7, but if you have any dryness, omega-7 is hydration. improving the quality of your skin, your mucous membranes. Your nose is all dried out. Your nose is dried out, has crusty mucous membranes. It's dry, and sometimes you look for things that might even be a nose oil. But by taking internally omega-7, you can improve the dryness of the nasal passages of the vagina.